Hi, English 1101 students. You are almost done with this very strange semester. Thank you for finishing the semester with me during this very challenging and difficult time. And I know that the transition to online learning hasn't been easy for a lot of you, but you did it and you're almost there. The final reflection will be posted on Blackboard on Monday, so let's talk about that. As you notice, there are the Kahoots that you were doing this week on Blackboard that kind of help prepare for the types of things that you'll see on the final reflection. Again, this is not a test, it is a reflection. So as such, you're going to pick one of the topics from the Kahoots for part one, and you'll see that assignment sheet on Monday. So for example, if you're talking about rhetorical appeals and rhetorical analysis, you're going to tell me what you learned, what was useful to you, and how that will be useful in the future, either in college or beyond. Also, research skills is another topic you can talk about. How was it useful, the things that I taught you about good research skills in the introduction to learning about college research? Will that help you, or do you feel prepared and confident with research moving forward to go into English 1101? 1102. Or you could talk about source quoting. I gave you some very specific guidelines for source quoting and taught you an introduction for how to properly quote sources in MLA format in text citations. So you could talk about that specifically and how that knowledge is useful to you, how I helped you, and did it help you? And then finally, as we wrap things up, the last thing that we talked about was we didn't really talk about it. I just gave it to you in the Kahoot because we would have, if we met face to face, we would have written essay 4. So I gave you a little bit of knowledge about persuasive writing. If you sign up for my 1102, you're going to get a really good foundation for persuasive writing in terms of argumentation skills in writing. And what did you learn about the information I gave you in the Kahoot? So all of those, pick one of those topics, and you're going to just write one paragraph about that. And then for part 2, the challenges that you had to face both personally and academically. And again, you don't have to get too personal. I don't want to make it uncomfortable, but just how you face these challenges and what you did to overcome some of the struggles that you've had to deal with during this transition to online learning and the quarantine, because I know it hasn't been easy for most of us. And speaking of it, again, I just want to point out that just as it hasn't been easy for you, it hasn't been easy for your instructors as well. So where I'm, still getting your grades up on Blackboard and still going through a lot of stuff because my 1102 classes have so much work involved in them that I've been literally grading and preparing for classes and having Zoom meetings in both COD and CLC. So it's been really a lot of, it's almost like a 24/7 job here for me at this time. But if you want individual feedback on any of the assignments, instead of saturating your inboxes with that, and instead of me giving you individual emails on every single assignment that you're turning in, I am more than happy to provide you with individual feedback if you have questions about some of the grades that you're given and why you didn't get a certain grade that you were hoping to get, or can you still get that grade if you make the revisions. I can provide that information for you if you shoot me an email, and that'll just cut our time so that I'm not giving you 30 emails on every single assignment, and then in turn I can get the grading put on Blackboard quicker. Again, thank you for finishing the semester, not giving up. Congratulations, and I hope that you have a wonderful summer as things start to get a little more back to our normal routines.